Welcome to the Toyota Solutions Studio. I'm so pleased to be joined right now by Lisa Materazzo, the Vice President, Vehicle Marketing and Communications at Toyota, which is enabling all of these terrific conversations we've been having here in the Solutions Studio to happen. So thank you, first of all, for your support of women in the world. This is not your first time at this conference. How would you describe the energy this year?
It is electrifying. This is one of my favorite events of the year. I'm so excited to be back this year. And we've been doing this since 2012, so each year it's great to see how it's growing bigger and stronger, and I'm really looking forward to this year's program.
So 2012 was the Mother of Invention start year, and you've been highlighting a lot of the mothers of invention. They're sort of the rock stars of this summit, but I want to know more about Lisa Materazzo and your rise through corporate America. Can you talk a little bit about your own path to success and some of the challenges you faced as a woman along the way?
Sure. Well, I first have to say that I've been very fortunate because I've spent most of my career at Toyota, and Toyota is a company that embraces diversity and inclusion. So I've actually had a lot of very strong female mentors to look up to within the company. I will say in addition to that, I have strong male mentors as well, so I think that's simply a function of the diversity and inclusion of Toyota. So I've been fortunate to have a great deal of support.
What about challenges that you may have faced along the way, and what would be your advice to young women when they are climbing through corporate America? I know that you've said you work for a very supportive company of women and of diversity, but not everyone is so fortunate.
Definitely, and I do realize that. I think, my advice would just be to be mindful of the work-life balance, because as women, well, I think everyone in general, but especially women, have extra responsibilities, so they're dealing not only with their career and challenges that they may face at work, but then balancing that with their responsibilities at home, and that can get a little bit overwhelming. So always keep that in mind, because my career is definitely important to me, and I think for many people, they take their career very seriously, but at the end of the day, you need to make sure you have your priorities straight, and family is a big priority. And what I've found also is that when I spend that time with my family and I focus on things that are important to me outside of work, it actually makes me stronger in the workplace. It clears my mind, it focuses me, and it gives me that energy to then go back to work and do my very best.
I think a lot of women, young women, have the misconception that they're mutually exclusive. Being able to prioritize family and still having a super successful career. You're an example of how it works, but also how it makes you more productive. I certainly became more productive and efficient when I became a mother.
Definitely, and I think, whether you have children or don't have children, spouses, siblings, having those connections and having that support system as you go through life is really something that becomes even more valuable and more useful. So don't let those ties separate. Don't break from that. Really keep those people in your life, because they'll come in very helpful in the future.
That is your support system.
Absolutely.
Right. I want to talk a little bit more about Toyota's involvement with women in the world. The Mother of Invention series is awesome. I mean, it identifies, it honors women who are at the forefront of innovation and entrepreneurship, and they're helping their communities. So talk about the importance of partnering with women in the world in that endeavor.
Well, we love the program because basically what we're doing is we're finding these women change makers who are making enormous differences, not only in their local community, but really across the globe. And Toyota is simply giving them the platform to grow that business and to grow their impact. So we have 19 Mothers of Invention grant recipients to date, and it's wonderful because when we come back time and time again to this event, it's nice to see now that we have a kind of critical mass, they connect with each other, and their impact is even greater because they learn from each other. So Toyota is in kind of a unique position where we're simply facilitating this, facilitating the sharing of good ideas, and we like to say when good ideas are shared, great things happen, and the Mothers of Invention are definitely a shining example of
We've had several of them sitting in this chair.
They're fabulous,
and not only are they fabulous, but they say that getting the grant money was actually game-changing staffing for a lot of them. One woman said she was able to quadruple the number of staff, although that meant 1 to 5 in her case, because a lot of them are startups. So a lot of them, you know, I just feel blessed that they can cut through the noise of the number of startups, and you've helped them do that.
Absolutely.
The Women in the World Summit is also obviously a great networking event, and a lot of the attendees are here for that. Talk about why that is so important, especially if you are a young woman starting out, the networking, the mentoring, all of that.
It's so valuable, and coming to an event like this and connecting with people who can help guide you, whether they're in your industry or outside of your industry, that's what's valuable. And I think what you will find is everyone here is very generous with their time. And I always tell people, if you need help, ask for help. Reach out and you will be amazed at how many people will serve as your mentor. They'll give you career advice. They'll give you emotional support. Just ask. It's what I try to do because I like to give back. People have been very generous with their time and mentoring me throughout my career, and I view it as not only my responsibility, but it's something I really enjoy doing.
Was that something you intuitively knew as you were coming out of college, that that connections needed to be made, or did you have somebody that said, Lisa, this is how the world works, you know, start a network, talk to people, connect?
I figured it out along the way. I'm not sure there was a point in time where anyone ever said, this is how it works, this is what you need to do. But I was very fortunate to, again, connect with a few people who gave me the opportunity to see how that works and the doors that it could open. And from there, you know, pretty clever, figured it out that this is probably a good idea. And not to mention, I just enjoyed learning from other people, getting to know people. Naturally, I'm pretty inquisitive, so learning other professions, learning how people have taken different career paths, and particularly women, because it's fascinating sometimes to hear where people are now and how they started and where they ended up, which wasn't necessarily a linear path.
It sort of reminds me of what you're talking about is listening, is actually listening to the stories of other women and how important that is as part of networking. It's not just about pitching yourself all the time. It's about listening to other ideas.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes you learn the most when you're not speaking, when you're just very quiet and you observe and you listen to other people's stories. There's a lot that can be learned there, a lot of good life lessons.
Lisa Materazzo, thank you so much for your support and for being an inspiration to all the young women who'd like to reach the levels of success that you have in corporate America. Thank you so much.
Thank you.